Hello, everyone. I'm Nadine, owner of NG Platinum Homes, and I'm here today with Dr. Sarah Martinez, one of my clients. We just finished this amazing studio for her. Well, clinic, I would say, right? Yes. It's for your physical therapy. And this is amazing. The transformation on the space was absolutely I knew as we were working through the design that it was going to be a transformation, just seeing the befores. But being in the space when it's completed, it really is it doesn't even look like the same space at all.
Yes, it's a very dramatic change.
Yeah. So this space used to be her garage. So she works out of her home. She had a previous space in the back of her home where she did her work, but needed more space as you grow and all of those good things. So we converted her garage in what I would call flex space to this beautiful clinic for all of her patients. So what I want to know is what prompted you to start this process to begin with?
Well, our biggest problem with the space we had before was there was no bathroom. And so clients had to come through our house to use our bathroom. We had to keep our house pristine all the time. We have 4 kids. It was just very busy. So we're like, we need a bathroom. And we're like, well, it's going to be hard here where we are. And we knew there needed to be a water. So we thought laundry room makes more sense to be over here. We had a single car garage too that was here before in this space. And it was just useless. We couldn't fit a car in it. It was too small. And it was just storing old things we never used. So this room was really not being utilized. And it was just super ugly because this flex space was partially done. It was very unattractive. And so we knew that if we could switch the space, we'd have the freedom to have our own restroom and have a more private space, I guess. And then also my kids could use our other space in our backyard while I was working. Because when I was working before in the other place, they were stuck inside.
Yeah. And that's never good.
No.
Having 4 kids stuck inside is never a good thing. Got to get them out there, get the fresh air and all that when they can here in Houston, being that it's so hot all the time.
Yeah.
And the light and brightness of the space too, adding the windows, the amazing windows that we have here, even though they're frosted, brings in so much light.
Yes.
And you had a lot of light in the back space too that you were using.
Yes. So I was used to a lot of lights. I was a little worried about this space because it was it wasn't bright. It was so dark before. There was no windows. It was like a dark room. Yeah. So let's get into talking a little bit about the process. And it was a little bit of a long, drawn-out process with the design, but I think it was just because we wanted to make sure that we got everything right for you guys. And then that way it was flexible for different things that you needed for your patients. And then you also do some Pilates classes in here, and you do have multiple people in the space. So I wanted to make sure that it was right for you. Yeah.
So it was a little bit, but I always say it's better to have the longer process during design than construction. Right. So how did you feel working with us and the processes? I always like to ask people that to get an opinion on that.
Yes. So I think the biggest thing was at the beginning when we started, we had asked for multiple quotes and things, and people came in and they would see this space and their eyes just got so big and they were like, whoa, this is going to be a major job. And they kind of didn't know what to do. And we'd give them ideas we think you want to put a bathroom here. We want to take this laundry room and move it. And they're looking overwhelmed. And so then when we had you guys come in and you guys were like, this is easy. This is so easy. We'll just tear that down. We'll put this there. And initially we had some ideas. We didn't always fall through with those exact ones at the end, but it was just the piece. So we've got this, we've done this before, and this is not a big job. This can be done in 3 weeks. And I was like, I got the picture from other places, and this is a major thing that was going to be hard. And so I was like, okay, I think I could do this. And then as we went along, we kind of played with what do we do with this wall? And we realized, we need to bring it a little forward, and we need to add a little hallway so the bathrooms aren't facing out to the space. So I think it was good. We kind of just worked through it, and it was a process to get the design we wanted, but I think it was definitely worth it. And it does take time, even for us just to figure out what we wanted. Because you couldn't decide that for us. We had to decide, I want this door not facing us. I had to get to the point where I had to realize we wanted the bathroom on the other side where you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So,
with any client, that is the truth, right?
Yeah.
You don't know really what you want, but I think this one was even extra because you're using it for more than just your personal use.
Right.
It has to be functional in order to give your clients the space that they need and make it functional to the point where it works for you.
Yes.
Right. And I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, hopefully we achieve that for you. I think it's amazing. Back there, we'll show extra footages of that too, that we can show. So initially, there was a wall here. Your laundry room was on this side. And now, as you mentioned, we have the hallway that goes back to a bathroom, and the laundry room there's so much space in there now.
It's so open. Before we had to literally walk through and kind of bring our basket and kind of it was so,
shimmy around
yes, it was so, the machines were sticking out so far. There was no space to get in there. So now I can walk straight in and there's a wide entrance. I feel like it's so much more functional, but I think this room was very tricky because we also know that like one day this may not be our clinic. It may just be part of our house. So it's like we had to make it right for now and for later. And that was like a double layer of what's going to be good for the whole picture.
Yeah.
You know?
And initially we were going to put a wall here, or a pony wall, maybe with glass.
Yeah.
And then in the end we decided to keep it open, and I'm glad we went that way.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I mean, I get the idea, we kind of talked through it, that
Yeah.
it might give some little bit of separation. But I think having the big open space was definitely the better way to go here.
Yes.
And as we were talking earlier, you're thinking maybe you can just put a removable one that, you know, if you need to separate, because you're going to have multiple physical therapists in here at one time, right? So they need to maybe have a little bit of a separation, but then you can remove it.
We have our group classes, or we do small group. So.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about what you do.
Yeah.
Also, so everybody can know exactly what you do here.
Yes. So I'm a physical therapist, and we help people who want to stay active as they age and basically avoid surgery, injections, or relying on pain medication just to get through their day. So we're looking for people who really want to stay active and mobile as they age, and people who are even active right now and they just can't participate fully, or they wanted something that's a little different, but they just feel like they might get hurt. So we do a lot of things to help them get to know their body, find out their imbalances, and start working on them. So we do a lot of different techniques to do that, but we do a lot of hands-on treatment. We're very much into dry needling, and then strengthening the muscles to help support the body so that you just, you know, feel strong and confident. And we're really into Pilates as well. So we use Pilates as part of our treatment sessions, and we also use it for post-rehab to get even stronger. It's really great for core. Really a big believer in Pilates. I feel like it's very helpful to help working on weak areas in a way that won't make you have more pain. A lot of times people come in here and every exercise they've tried has hurt them worse. So it's like, we got to find something that gets you strong, but it doesn't actually cause you to hurt more until we get you to a stronger point. So it's a really good stepping stone. But yeah, that's pretty much what we do. We're a one-on-one clinic, and our big thing is we treat the whole body. We find that a lot of times you go to the doctor, they're like, oh, your knee, okay, your hip. But really everything is related. So if you don't treat the whole system, you don't get 100% better, and you don't fix the root cause. So we're big on spending the time with our clients to figure out, it's not just coming from one thing, it's coming from multiple root causes. And let's fix all of those so the problem stays gone and doesn't come back.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then, well, as far as the design, also, I do want to mention the color that you chose to put in here. It's a beautiful color. I think it's very calming, but it's not too dark. It's really nice. It was a good choice on the color that you chose.
Yeah, this is sea salt. So we actually have this in our hallway of our house, and my husband is into colors and he likes helping with design, as you found out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to mention that your husband was a quite amazing part of this too. It's, you don't see, I don't see that very often, where the husband comes in and puts more input than the wife.
Yes.
He had good ideas too.
He's much more the creative one and has an eye for things. And he was the one that decided, like, maybe put the hallway here and that little step up being further back. And he kind of had, because there was that concrete. So he had a lot of good ideas. And I think he's good with color. But anyway, we like this color because it was a little lighter than our previous color. And I thought I'd make the room look a little more open. And you guys had mentioned to us we should paint the ceiling and the trim, which I'm really glad we did. And I think it helps it just seem like there's less of a ceiling pushing down on you. More open.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for allowing us to help you bring your clinic here to fruition. It's beautiful, and I love helping other women-owned businesses too. So it was great working with you guys. So
thank you guys. It's been such a fun process.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned for the next video.